been doing with my new style of trading to stay defensive. Now we're gonna look at this from an emotional perspective, okay? Because again, the strategy matters as well, but you as a trader, who you are as a person, your bad habits, your emotional tendencies, your patterns, all of that does matter as well. And you have to make sure that you analyze that deeply whenever you do your journaling of when you enter a trade, when you exit a trade, and so on and so forth. Now, real quick, this isn't going to be a long video either, but I'm just going to go over exactly what I've been doing and what I've been noticing, especially due to the fact that I've been doing the new strategy rather than just a low volume, low frequency style trading, taking anywhere from like 2 to 8 trades a month, which this month I took 25 trades. Again, not all of them were high quality, some of them were mistakes, but I did some things good, I did some things wrong, and we got to work and we got to patch up the problems that I've been having. And the first thing that I've been identifying is, one, I don't want this to just be a lucky month where it's like, oh, I had a really strong month and I just give all the profits back. Or at the very least, I can't repeat that over the course of 1 month. Well, I've repeated it 2 months so far, but if I can repeat it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months way down the line, then we got a problem. The first step for me to doing that is, with this higher frequency type of trading, it's been making me more impulsive and trigger happy, and having my trigger on the my finger on the trigger, ready to take a trade, even when it's low quality from time. Now, I haven't done this every single day, but there have been a few days where I did do this. Especially the last 2 days that I traded, which was August 22nd and August 26th. I made that mistake, and there are certain days where I'll even take a base hit easy green day or a break even day or a very small loser where it's not even like 0.5% of my capital. I'll turn that, and I won't have an outstanding loss, but I'll have a few paper cuts that turn into like a 1% or maybe a 1.5% blow on my account overall. It still has, it's the profits this month still outweighed it, so I'm green this month. I'm still making progress, but I have to find a way to patch up that hole because it is a mistake that can truly cost me in the long run. So, what I have done is I've created certain things, rules, and key things that I've really in place for me to be aware of my patterns on when I start to do that. So, first thing is, I call this the recognize my greedy hunger over trading pattern. And basically what this means is, understand my greed for wanting to maximize every trade, regardless of what the chart is showing. The chart is showing me due to having big wins before, and wanting that every time, causing me to turn small break-even losses and wins or base hit win days against me because my emotions make me take low-quality setups. What that means is, after I had those big winning days, specifically on August 2nd and August 15th, those trades were fantastic in terms of R&R and my P&L and overall multiplying how much the winners were compared to the losers. I've never had days like this before. So, since I got a taste of that, it's been getting a little tempting on either trades that I'm in where I should not have entered in the first place, or I should have entered, but I hold on longer than is needed because I want to maximize every single trade. Um, that can cause me to overtrade, because say if I'm in a day where I take a small loss, like the last day I traded August 26th, I had a $10 loser. There were mistakes made, but regardless, we're sticking to this part of the pattern of the problem that I have. After seeing that, I'm like, $10 of a loss, that's nothing. I really want to maximize the trade and find something that's going to give me a big few $100 winner again. That's the wrong mindset to have. So I'm internalizing that, recognizing that that's a problem that I have. I'm going to rehearse it in my head over and over again and really think about it, really meditate on it, so that the next time it happens, I'll be a little bit more prepared and I'll be aware and conscious of the fact that I do this, so that when it happens, I can exit out of the keyboard and just walk away from the screen, so I take the temptation away for me to overtrade. Next thing, I call this the angry frustrations from past overtrading pattern. And basically, what this is basically, simply put, if I had a trade that I missed out on the prior day, for example, um, say if there was a day because I wasn't able to trade that day, or maybe I was able to trade, but then I exited out early, got mistimed, and it went back in the direction of my trade. At that point, I could get a little angry or frustrated that I made that mistake prior, and say exactly on August 26th, instead of just taking the loss, being okay with it and content with the fact that I had no damage done to my account, it's very minimal, easily livable. After the opportunity was missed at that point, and at that point, it's just looking for low quality setups and just forcing a setup. Instead of just walking away from the computer in that scenario, I just go buy anywhere in the direction of that trade that I missed out on. That's one scenario. Or if there's a previous day where I missed out on the trade because I just missed it or I wasn't able to trade that day, I was like, God damn it. If I was there and I took that trade, I would have had a decent sized winner. I might go with it. I have noticed where it has affected me the next day, where it's like I gotta make back what I missed out on the opportunity the day before. But as we know, every day in the market is different, and every outcome is unique. It has no correlation with the previous outcome. Every day is changing. The market's changing. Don't trade based on prior days. Trade based on what the market is giving you on the current day as day trader. Next, call this the boredom over trading pattern. Simply put, this day trading life is fucking boring. It really is boring. And I gotta be able. So whenever I notice that I get the temptation to get bored, especially with a month like this where I'm so green, where it's like, yeah, screw it, just go less than half of my position and just do something. That is bad. Don't do it. That's not what we're here. Even though I'm more fluid and not flamboyant, but more flexible with the types of trades I do, and I am as picky as before, but I'm more higher frequency. That does not mean we're gambling. We're not gamblers. We're traders, and we take whatever is the highest quality setup available to us on that day that goes in alignment with our edge and our strategy. So if you're bored, it is better for you to go do something else, exit out of the computer, think or swim completely, so you don't have the temptation in front of you, and don't trade out of boredom ever. Because here's the thing, I did it in a way where I wasn't really risking much, anyways. But again, if you continue that bad habit, it's gonna grow and grow and grow and grow. And who's to say that one day I might not be like, screw it, I'm so bored, I want to have some fun. Let's double my full position size instead of contract, and I blow up an entire green month that was extremely profitable. You don't want that. That's a bad habit. Stop it, nip it in the bud before it grows into something bigger. And again, just make sure you don't trade out of boredom and you get a control of your emotions there. The next thing I got here was the low self esteem over trading patterns. So, me personally, I'm used from back then, prior to being a loser, consistently being told I wasn't going to make it, blah, blah, blah. So those internal things really had an effect on me. And after having these big months and actually seeing the fruits of my labor come to fruition and getting closer to my goals as a day trader, to having those big wins month after month after month after month, and getting closer and closer to it, and actually truly being successful for once in my life on a consistent basis, and not just being successful, but exceptional, I'm not used to that. So there were times where I was in trades where I wanted to take a loss purposely because I'm used to struggling and being at the bottom. And with that being said, whenever I get that, I need to also make sure that I step away from the computer, meditate, reflect, and understand that this success is for me because I'm putting the work in, and I don't need to continue this bad habit of trying to self sabotage myself, and instead cultivate habits and meditate and cultivate habits that will make me want to increase the likelihood of my success rather than self sabotage myself. And overall, I call this the break temptation and be grateful rule. And what that means is that whenever I notice any of those four patterns mentioned below, whether it's insecurity or bad emotional habit that I have, what I will do is I will exit out of the computer out of all think or swim, do something completely unrelated to day trading, and I apply this when if one of these conditions happen. If it's 11:30 a.m. Or anything past it, or we've already taken three trades, and really apply this if we get one of those feelings above, and we have a small loser, so anything $20 or less, a small winner, anything $0 to $20, or a nice base hit win that's decent. If I get one of those things, and we get one of those previous emotional habits that are negative, and it's 11:30 a.m. or we take in the three trades, if we get those things in correlation, just be willing to step away from the